Oh my God, what are you crying? Max, what's up? Bro, stop being a crybaby all day. Worse than my kids. All day, all you want to do is squeak up under me. Yeah, I got work tonight. I got work tonight. My bad, y'all. I was taking some personal time. Y'all see, I ain't even go to the barbershop, none of that shit, bro. I was taking some personal time. YouTube was bothering me. I ain't gonna lie. It was pissing me off. It wasn't y'all. It was just the shit that I was seeing that was going on, conflicting with other shit and personal. I just had to take a little break, man. I'm sorry. I apologize to y'all. I just had to take a little break. I had personal shit going on, then YouTube drama. I had to take a break. Manny was looking for me for like 3 days. Manny was ready to have a fucking heart attack looking for me for like 3 days. I couldn't even go to the barbershop, none of that, bro. Christmas wiped me the fuck out. These holidays drained the fuck out of me. I'm gonna keep it a bean. These holidays drain the fuck out of me. I'm over here looking like I didn't age 50 years. I don't know how the fuck my beard getting so long so quick. God damn. It's only been like 2, 3 weeks since I had a hair last shape up. God damn. I finally looked in the mirror with this one. I was like, oh shit. I had one of those weeks where you just don't like. Well, last week and a half, you just don't want to be bothered. You don't want to get up. You just leave me alone, everybody. But I'm back, and I saw that. That's what I want to talk about today. I saw that Marianne Lorianne dropped that video, an investigation for Umar. But does anybody know the lawyers' names? Does anybody have any information that this shit is really true, other than her word? I'm not saying I don't believe her. I'm just asking a question. Anybody have any type of information to confirm that any of this stuff is true? So I know a lot of people jumped on it, but nobody actually like asked the question like who are these people? Who are the lawyers? What organization is going after them? Like what? No, nobody asked those questions. We just jumped on it, right? Nobody asked anything. Look, I'm not saying I don't believe the lady. I'm not saying I don't believe her. I'm just saying you got to give us a little more than just your word. Because so far, you've been coming with these accusations and things that have been happening. We've barely seen any proof of anything. Well, the check she did have proof of the check. She had proof. Obviously, she had proof of everything else because Umar settled real quick. So let me take that back. When he passed out, we needed evidence on that. Never came through. I'm not trying to come at the lady. I'm just saying these are what the critics are going to say. These are what his detractors, or I mean, not detractors, his the people that defend him. These are what they're going to say. So we need to be prepared. because we jumping out like every channel that all the channels that's covering this basically jumping out the window with no actual proof that this shit is happening. And he could turn around and sue everybody if the shit ain't real. That's all I'm saying. I'm trying to watch my neck and everybody else's. I'm not saying I don't believe her because she's been so far she has been straightforward. Possibly Lady Luck knows. I hope so. I hope so. I mean, there's been a lot of crazy shit going on. But I'm just saying, you got people jumping out the window reporting this stuff. Now, what if, you know, this shit ain't what it is? Which I'm not saying that I'm not trying to come at her. I'm just saying there's a lot of channels putting their necks out, and we have no paperwork to officially, say that this shit is true. Oh, I gotta turn my you damn. I've been slouching that long. I ain't even turned my YouTube premium on. That's how long. That's how long I have not been on YouTube. I ain't even turned my premium back on. None of that shit. Like, do we actually know? That's the problem. That's why I've been holding out my reserving my opinion on this shit because there's no paper trail. I know Unc called me and was like, "Yo, this shit is true," and I believe Unc, but you got to understand that we all putting our channels out there by reporting this shit. Yeah, and this nigga jump out and be like, "Oh, it ain't true. I should sue all y'all." Then what? I'm not saying I don't believe her because she's been straightforward the whole time and everything that she said was going to happen. I'm just saying this is a serious allegation. This one is serious. This is a actual ongoing lawsuit, but I haven't seen anybody find any paperwork on it or anything. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hopefully they can find it. I'm not saying I don't believe her. I don't want people to get me wrong and think that I don't believe what she's saying. I'm just looking out for my own. All right, you gotta get down, buddy. You ain't sitting up under me all day, man. I'm not saying that I don't believe her. I just, we need some actual proof that this shit is going down. Everybody jumping out the window, and then that's a bunch of people that's getting lined up for potential lawsuit if the shit doesn't happen or don't fall through. Because, let's say it really is happening, if that's what she's trying to do, but it doesn't fall through. Now Umar can flip the script. You see what I'm saying? Now Umar can flip it and be like, "Oh, y'all all lying, and y'all wanted me to blah 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 and all that." That's all I'm saying. We need some hardcore proof of this shit. But we'll listen to what she's saying and see what we got going. Where you at? Hey, no. I know I'm like a week late, forgive me, but try to get here as soon as possible.
Good evening, my YouTube family. Happy holiday. I think I shared with you guys, this is one of my favorite time of the year. Um, I'm just in a delightful mood at all times. I love the holiday. My roast is cooked and the table's set. And before attending Christmas Eve service, I said, let me come and make this video. The legal paperwork came today. All participants received their paperwork, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm elated. This is one of the greatest gifts um, I wasn't anticipating. Um, Before I continue, I'm going to say thank you for all of you who gave me birthday wishes. Greatly appreciated, meant the world to me. Thank you, thank you. I had a great celebration. It's just the month of December has just been amazing, and it's coming to a close. I like to take time and kind of regroup, reflect on the past.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really care about that part. I want to get to the meat and potatoes. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just, we got limited time. I do got
And to stop him um, from preying on the community, from preying on black folks, period. Um, this shenanigan coming to an end. So I'm glad I'm able to make a difference. So I don't know if I should say this, but so me, I footed the legal bill family and I didn't flinch. Um, when the settlement is settled, when they give everybody their money, legal fee will be taken out equally from everyone and I will be reimbursed. Like I said, I didn't flinch. Um, I was
and
happy.
I want to say on behalf of the people, Miss Marianne, we are very grateful for your contribution and everything that you've done because you've got this. We can't forget her and Lene. I mean, people have been doing a lot of work, but without if you take Miss Marianne and Lene out the equation, Umar would still be taking it right now. Umar would still be doing he probably still is, but he ain't doing it to a degree that he was before they came into the picture. Umar would probably still be, there would be no, we'd just be struggle streamers, we'd just be haters. None of the stuff we say would really matter. Even though there's been people doing KKC, Lynn Honor, Lady Luck, The Lounge, the list goes on. Information Man, excuse me, Information Man. Sorry, man, I'm drinking soda again. Information Man. The list goes on. I came in kind of last to the picture. I mean, I did some Umar in the beginning, but I couldn't juggle at all 17 people at one time. It was too many. So I stuck to one. But none of which would we say would really matter, in my opinion. It wouldn't really matter to the majority as it did when they came into the picture. When Lene and Miss Lorianne, Miss Marianne Lorianne came into the picture, they sparked something. Something that couldn't have been trying to be, the motherfuckers been, you ever see somebody down in their last match and the wind keep blowing? You You get them the pack of matches and the wind keep blowing. That's what it was until they came. They came with some gasoline and threw some gas on the fire. Made sure it didn't go out. So we got to give them that. Whether you like them or not, you would not be paying attention to this shit as much. A lot of people, not saying there weren't people here in the beginning that, you know, knew Umar was a scammer and knew get off of that knew what he was doing. There were a lot of people, but the majority, they got the whole world looking at him like, It should have been started with the conscious stripper. It should have started then. But, you know how the people is.
To be able to be in a position to give that legal fee swiftly, because this was an injustice, and you can't be silent in the face of injustice, you know. So we all got the paperwork. He should receive his, from what I understand, he should get his copy at the beginning of the new year. But I also wanted to read the process, what they did with us. Okay, so when they started with us, they held meeting with all of us, and the step was like to start collecting evidence, which means that we were all supposed to retrieve, like get every single proof of money that went. And then their legal team, they obtained a lot of videos of him saying the school's going to be open, but the school has never been open. That's also an evidence to see why he's saying the school hasn't been open. So, and they sent.
And my bad if I'm a little behind on my comments. My goddamn headphones ain't working right now. I don't know why. I don't know what the kids did to reboot my computer, but my headphones ain't working. So I gotta listen to it on my phone because the fan is so loud on this goddamn computer. So I'm a little behind on my comments. So forgive me if I am. Lance, Quaz, what's up, good brother? Dwayne Harris, advise, peace and welcome. Too many idiots and scammers, and you degenerates, and yup. He said, oh, Quaz. That nigga said, detox is coming out before that school opens. That's funny. Hey, you better get off my shoes. I'm sorry, y'all. Got these kids this goddamn puppy for Christmas. So if y'all hear me saying no and stop, I'm talking to the puppy. I got the kids the puppy. Somehow I'm the one responsible for taking care of it. She wanted me not to get it too. I just couldn't pass it up. This little cute little face. You a bug-eyed nigga, but you funny. All right, let's go.
This to us. Let me read it on for you guys. I'm sorry, should be a little bit more prepared. Our job is to solve this case. You all have submitted the proper document of what happened, what each party contributed to the known school FDMG. information in the hands of people who can investigate and
For those of you just got in the building, make sure y'all hit that like button. Y'all gotta bear with me, y'all. I got YouTube Premium. That's how long I have not been on YouTube. I shut YouTube completely down. Y'all lucky I ain't put my channel in incognito this last week and a half. I was so done with YouTube, and I'm back. But I gotta turn my premium back on. I don't feel like doing that shit right now. I will, but bear with me.
who can bring appropriate prosecution. It is advised to not reach out to the, we're not allowed to reach out to Umar. Um, um, Once we receive our letter, none of us are to be in communication with him. This is an active investigation, and I think in the mediation process, I don't know if they'll break us in group or if it'll be all of us. He will have a due process where he will give it a chance to explain what is the process, why hasn't this school come to fruition, how is the donors' money being used. In other words, they're gonna invest. Every state has a BCI team that will invest if there's fraud within that state. So they're going to do some thorough investigation to see if what he's doing is legit or if this is fraud. Yes, family, um, you know, I'm just happy I was in a position we were able to do this.
I'm gonna give it a bean. I think that's gonna stop everything right there. Like I said, I might be 30 seconds behind because I'm listening on the phone and I'm trying to. He's gonna have to, like she said, he's gonna have to explain where did the money go, and if this is a full blown investigation and this is a non-profit, you're gonna have to show the bank transactions. And I could be wrong, but I think I'm right about that one. That money go right. That money gone. But if the money is gone, you have to physically show where that money went. That's going to be the game changer right there. You got to show because it's a nonprofit. Nonprofit. Now, if he was depositing them checks, now if he was just cashing those check or the money or check order, the money orders or check. Yep, every penny. Now, if he was just depositing them, y'all make sure y'all hitting that like button because I see my numbers going down. Y'all ain't hitting that like button. He's gonna have to show them cash app transactions where the money, where them checks and money orders was going. Now, I'm pretty sure he has an alibi for him traveling the world. I'm pretty sure he's going to try to say, oh, I was being booked. I don't think he was being booked that much, bro. You're going to have to show all the transactions for those bookings. You're going to have to show all the transactions. You're going to have to show all that. All of it. And I think that's where the buck stops. Don't you better get away from my Jordans. Not my patent leather ones. You chewed up my 13s. You chew those up, we fighting, dog. I'm letting you know that now. That's punishable by ass whooping. You ain't getting no bowl of food tonight. You chew them things up. chewed up my motherfucking. Y'all know the Jordan flu game ones. I got them in black and white. He chewed the side of the little mother. Oh! I wanted to throw his ass out the window. Well, I couldn't. He just chewed a little bit, but still, I've been trying to find these motherfucking Jordans for I don't know how long. This little motherfucker just come. I turned my head for 2 seconds. I turn around, he all up the side of him. Oh man. Whew, I was so upset. I had to get out the room. You see, I wonder if he went to Dubai yet. He probably, I don't know. Mm-hmm. But y'all make sure y'all hitting that like button. But I think that's where the buck is going to stop. You're going to have to show us, the people. Now, you notice. Oh wait, didn't Umar just do an interview the other day on Baba? What's her face? We already know what Marianne said. What about the Baba dude? I almost, squad. These the patent leather ones, the original ones, but they patent leathers. And he got my motherfucking flu game Jones. Not that it's the design of the flu game, you know, the red and black ones, but they white and black. Oh my god, I was so pissed off. Get away. You keep trying to inch towards them sneaker boy. I'm telling you, why can't you chew the felines? The Grant Hills. I don't care about those ones. Chew those. But all them transactions. Didn't he just do a joint on Bob or something? Hold on, let me look this up. What was the last dude that he went on there lying? Baba Radio? Baba TV? The Lounge dropped a video saying that he was going to be on there at like 12 o'clock. I think it was yesterday or the day before. That's what I was missing. The flu games. I almost tossed him out the window. He did do that, right? Baba David, it could it be? I ain't see that yet. I seen I'm pretty sure y'all all have seen this. We scammed the lady out of 6,000. I ain't gonna turn this off, but I want to line that up for next. This is Baba David Radio. Wait, Baba David, Dr. Umar. She said that he was going on one of them joints. Hold on. Hold on for a second. I got a phone call. Well, a video call. You said not David, I think. It's an upcoming interview. I remember the Lounge saying that it was supposed to be that day at 12 o'clock. We'll check it out in a little bit.
To bring this thing to a closing, to bring someone who's preying on the community to an end. And then out of all the donors, there's one person we try to include, but they kind of reject her out. This is the woman that I was stating. She didn't fit the criteria, so they claim. But they said she could get an attorney, and the reason she didn't fit the criteria, they call it a romantic encounter. She did give him access to her bank account, where I shared in the last video where he took that $6,000. So they reject her. My heart really hurt for her. When I shared with you guys that I went to therapy, and
And that's what I was talking about right there, where you gave him access. I don't give a fuck if it was Martin Luther King. Fuck was you thinking? Lady, what were you thinking? Now, let's not blame the victim. I don't mean to blame the victim, but I kind of do, but I kind of don't. You know, I feel bad that you had that. I don't feel bad for you. I feel bad that you had that much belief in that motherfucker for you to do some shit like that. I don't give a damn if it was Martin Luther King in the flesh. He must have been laying some good wood. No, did he? For you to get the access to your bank account, lady, you or were you that lazy that you? He said, "Where's this lady, by the way?" Right? What's her name and number? Because I won't do you like that, baby. I say you something. He went and took all the money. God damn. Knowing she had kids though. Didn't she say she got a couple kids? But you helping boys and you helping little boys and girls. You just took $6,000 from them. Now, if you want to add it up, you done took millions from the community of little boys and girls. Though that money could have went to after school programs. There's a boys and girls club, like Manny said. There's a boys and girls club no more than 100 feet away from that school. And don't nobody in that boys and girls club know who the fuck Umar is. That shit is a hop, skip, and a jump. Literally. A hop, skip, and a jump away from FDMG. And don't nobody know who he is. Not one. Not one. How's that even possible? But she gave him access. Like, I feel bad, but I don't. Like, I got to give you my honest opinion. Like, I can't, I can't lie and act like she not dumb for that. I don't give a damn if it was Martin Luther King. I don't give. That's like, now I love me some motherfucking Foxy Brown in the 70s. Y'all know Pam Grier? She still wouldn't get access. Hell, she don't even get access. My goddamn wife don't even get access to my account, let alone some motherfucking person that I admire on the internet. Oh, you can take my car, but I'm watching every transaction like a hawk. Soon that thing, bing! I thought you said it was only $10. This say $15.99. Oh, it costs tax. Nah. I'm going to you $1 over more than what you said you was going to take. Hey, what going on here? I mean, I can't. I feel bad, but I don't. I feel bad for the kids. I feel bad that their mother was stupid enough to do that. It takes a long time to generate $6,000 savings in this economy. That could have took a damn near a decade to put together, depending on how much you're saving. That's and the fact that you had no remorse that you did that. You just took those kids. You just took that, and apparently she pleaded with him like, you know, I got kids. Get the fuck off my phone, bro. Are you serious? He couldn't have did that shit to nobody, no chick in Philly. They'd have popped his ass. I know some chicks out here that you see all the women that he messed with is out of state. He won't pull that shit out here. Because it'd have been some brothers on him. Most of these women got 6, 7 brothers. I don't meet too many girls out in Philly that don't got some close cousins or a couple brothers that been in and out of jail for attempted murder, robbery, all types of shit. So you notice he do this shit outside the state. He don't do this shit in state. He don't do this shit in tri-state. He don't do none of this shit out here. That's cold. $6,000. You could have took a rack, bro. A rack. She probably wouldn't have never said nothing. She probably would have never said a word. I'm just gonna, you took 6,000. You could have took a rack, my nigga. 500. A rack at the most. Maybe 2. Maybe 1,500. You're pushing it at the 1,500. 6,000. You got to be a cold nigga. You got to be, bro. You got to be heartless in the mother. Knowing he got babies. That's how you know he don't give a fuck about his own babies. Because anybody with kids would have had the sympathy of a parent to know maybe that's drawing. That's too much. He took the whole thing. That's what I'm saying. Your parent brain would have kicked in like, wait. I gotta leave you something for the kids. Like, even if you're still gonna go through with it, you're still, as a parent, that part of your brain would have kicked in like, hold on. All right, I gotta leave her something for the kids. You ain't even leave her $50. Not even a hundo. He took the whole thing. What parent in a right mind gonna do something that, when you're a parent, you feel for other people's kids, because you it's like an empath thing, but it's like I call it a parent empath. Like, you feel for other people's kids because you know how you would feel if it was your kid. So I can't fathom thinking like that. I can't. My brain won't register that. How could you, bro?
The young lady who was in the movie, which I abandoned, as a woman, as a mother, as an aunt, to have nieces, it wore really heavy on me because, like I told you guys, he's the one who connected me with this woman because we were collecting testimony for him. And then when this woman shared this heart-wrenching story with me, she's like, In her mind, she believed, she was in a romantic relationship with this man. But just because a man is sleeping with you does not mean this person is committed to you. Um, and when he
Oh,
took
wait,
everything,
wait, wait. This woman is the same woman. Hold on. This not the same woman he kicked out the hotel, is it? They can't. Are these two different women? Please tell me this is two different women. The one that she abandoned or whatever. Okay, I understand that she was upset. Like she was disappointed. Like, what are you doing? But you should have been disappointed in him as well. That's the only thing I don't agree with when it comes to that situation with the young lady that she let. Okay, it's two different women. Okay, that's good. That's the only thing that I don't agree with when it comes to this situation with the lady. Why weren't you mad at him at the time? When you listen to it, my bad, I didn't mean to do that. When you listen to it at the time, it doesn't seem like she has any animosity towards him for actually doing it. You're mad at her for going to the hotel. Why weren't you mad at him for doing what he did until afterwards? That's the only issue I have with that. And she's apologetic for it. She feels bad. You can see it in her face, and you can hear in her voice that she felt like that was a responsibility that she let slip by. Even though that girl is a grown ass woman, I agree with that. You're a grown woman. You knew what you were doing, but you can't be mad at one and not the other. That's the only thing I disagree with. And I'm not coming at Miss Marianne because she didn't have the full details. Yeah, 14 likes. Come on, get those likes up, family. That's why the chat ain't up. Yeah, I need to get back in the algorithm. I need y'all to hit that like button. They say when you get a chance, look up dark traits and plus would be personality disorders. Okay, I will. I mean, but back to what I was saying, you can't be mad at one and not the other. You feel me? You should have been upset with him too. You should call him like, why is this girl calling me saying that you kicked her out the hotel? What the fuck is wrong with you? You brought her there, you know? That's the only thing I think she did wrong in that situation. But other than that, she's apologetic. You can tell she really means it. So forgive and forget. But that was my issue with that whole. When I was listening to it, I'm like, how you not mad at him? But like I said, you can tell she's apologetic.
she had. That's all. She told me it took her 8 years. 8 years, which I'm like, wow, 8 years to save 6,000. Well, for her, that's the time frame she needed. 8 years to save $6,000. This is her supposed to be her backup money. She has 4 children. She's a single mother. And when she reached out to him, questioning him for taking the money, he told her he had.
It took her 8 years to rack. I told you, damn near a decade, depending on how much money you spend. I mean, how much money you saving at a time. 8 years of struggling, scratching and surviving. Oh wow, Niqua, what's up, sis? Oh wow, I'm sorry. It couldn't have been. It couldn't have been none of my sisters. Me and my brother be in jail right now. It couldn't have been none of my. First of all, we'd have been mad at her. Wait, you had 6,000? You ain't break off none of these. First of all, what the fuck is you doing giving niggas your account? I called you for $12 yesterday. I couldn't even get that. You giving this nigga. That's the type of shit family being on. Hold on. First of all, I called you for $15 yesterday to get some gas money for my car, and I couldn't get that. This nigga get the whole bank account? Oh, I'm killing both of y'all. Cussing her all out. Me and my brother been cussing her all out on the way to go whoop his ass. On the way to go whoop his ass. Happy New Year's to you, sis. Hanging in the child line. Right. the whole way whooping him, cussing her out. Bitch, I just called you for $20 the other day. And he get the account? You lucky I don't drive this motherfucker off the bridge right now. You lucky we need to go whoop his ass. I fuck around and drive this shit off the bridge when we get on the way back. Fuck around with you. Me and my brother been cussing her ass out the whole fucking way to whoop his ass. Oh, we still would have whooped his ass, but you getting cussed out too. I know my sister. My sister, she would have looked at that nigga like he was fucking retarded. Yeah, just give me access to your account. I know my sister. She looked at him like he was fucking crazy. I'm not even trying to be funny. That's the way my family is. We'd been cussing her ass out the whole way to finding him to whoop his ass. Now, my brother, on the other hand, I'm going to want to whoop his ass. Now, my little brother, he a little bit more throw. He shoot first, then ask questions later. You're right. Ain't no fucking way. I just called you for $20 2 days ago for some gas money. This nigga get the account. You lucky I won't drive this motherfucker off a bridge right now. You lucky we need to find him to get this goddamn money. You better hope we get this goddamn money back. And I need 1,000. We'd have been blackmailing and all type of shit. I ain't throwing a punch unless I need to write it down right now as we drop. I, such and such, will give my brother $1,000 for risking his freedom. We'd have been doing all the time. We'd have been cussing her ass out. But I don't mean to make a joke about the lady situation, because that's very fucked up. I just want, make light, because that is fucked up. And I'm so glad I got a stingy family. I'm so glad I got a stingy family, because I don't got to worry about no shit like this. You ask my sister for her bank account information, she fuck around and slit your throat. You ask my mother for her shit, she fuck around and call the cops on you. Look, I got a stingy family. So, You ask my sister for her bank account. All right, let me
Had something to do. He'll get back with her, and she's never heard from him. He literally cut her off, family. Literally. So when she told me this story was disturbing, and I gave her counseling. I said, when you're dating a man, one should use reservation. I didn't think it was wise. She gave him that much access, but I'm not judging. My heart went out to her. You can tell she's a good mother. And then, before I had issue with him, it troubled my soul so much, I reached out to him. I said, hey, this isn't right. And when I brought the situation to his attention, all he could do is degrade the woman. Oh, you just don't know how many women are in line to be my wife. She's just mad.
I know Miss Mary Ann said she's not judging, but I'm sorry, lady. You had kids. You admired this man that much that the possibility of him taking your money from your kids slipped your mind. I'm judging. I'm sorry. Where was that part of your brain? I don't admire nobody that much to take from my kids. I don't admire that much. No. And everybody know I'm a diehard Meek Mill fan. When it comes to my kids, fuck Meek Mills. When it comes to my family, fuck Meek Mill. There's no way. First of all, I know you getting all these donations. Why do you need access to my account? None of that kicked in. You were so digmatized that none of that kicked in. Hold on, wait. I watch you. Donations, gifts. What do you need access to my account for? None of that part of your brain kicked in. I'm judging. I'm sorry. But y'all know Miss Marianne, she's very kind, sweethearted. I'm judging. There's no way. I don't know nobody in my family that had been that digmatized. It could have been fucking Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Frederick Douglass in the flesh. They would have looked, the women in my family would have looked at him like he was fucking crazy. Nigga, is you serious? My mom would call the cops. I think this man trying to rob me. He asked me for access to my account. Well, did he get it yet? No. But y'all need to come get him. Because it's finna be a murder up in here. It's finna be an unaliving up in here if y'all don't come get him. That's what my mom would have did. That's what my sister, truth. Oh my God. But everybody's family ain't like that. I mean, it's just, how were you so digmatized that you look past the fact that he could possibly, you're giving a man access to all your money that you support your family with. How did that not register when he asked you? If he really need donations, why can't he just wait for you to send it? Why he gotta? No alarms went off. Oh wait, I gotta feed my kids. Hold on there, buddy. None of those alarms went off. I don't know, man. I got to judge on that one. I'm sorry.
Because I didn't choose her. I said, well, we're not focusing on that. We're focusing on that. She said you went in her account and you took $6,000 that she didn't give you permission to touch. You know what? That's not how that went. Did she tell you she got 4 baby daddy?
And I understand you saying she's a good mother. I can't, from my angle, I can't judge her as a good mother. Now, I'm pretty sure she's not abusive. She doesn't do anything wrong. But a good mother is going to say, wait a minute, nigga. I feed my kids with this. That part of your brain, that's going to click. I don't understand it. I mean, some people get desperate. And I understand you don't think rationally when you ain't had none in a while. But busting a nut in my kids on a scale, my kids going to outweigh that scale every time. My kids is going to break the scale. Bitch, you better go back to that rose that you've been using all this time. You better get back to the buzzing. You ever see that lady that used a taser on herself? You better get back to that. You ever see that old lady that used a taser on a coochie and electrocuted herself? You better jump your ass back to that. There's no way. No way. I understand she might be a good mother. But when it comes to that, you let your own selfish need for attention or approval or whatever the case may have been, you let that outweigh the fact that you got kids. I can't do it. I've been putting, you know how much shit I want to do that I can't do because I got these fucking kids? You think I don't want to run down the street busting my gun saying fuck the police sometimes? You think I don't want to go hold up a liquor store sometimes? Like, nah, I don't want to take it that far, but y'all get what I'm saying. You think I don't want to drive 90 miles per hour, drunk down the street, busting my gun in there and saying fuck the police? Nah, I don't want to take it that far neither. But y'all get what I'm saying. You get the joke. It's some shit that I want to do all the time that I can't do. You know how many people have tempted me to jump back in these streets and go buck fucking wild? But I look over at my kids and say, no, can't do it. 34 people in the chat. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. You said don't listen to Rim, don't fry your coochie. She definitely did set her shit in the bacon mold. I bet you them lips turned into bacon after that. Y'all saw that, John? Max, you saw it when she bacon mold. I bet you her lips turned into bacon. Chris. Oh my God. When I saw that shit, I said, lady, please don't tell me you about this. Lady. I dropped the phone. Oh shit, she did it. Nah, don't listen to me. Don't go back to the rules. If it's that serious, I would rather spank my monkey all day, every day, than to give up $6,000 that I need to feed my family for Gorilla Glow. And that's my baby. I love me some Gorilla. I spank my monkey all day before I give up that type of money.
Try to deflect the situation. I don't care if she had 10 baby daddies. The point is, she was adamant. She did not give you permission to go in her account and withdraw that money, and you did.
I would say it's like having another producer in the room that knows exactly.
And I felt at that time I could have done a little bit more, but I'm not going to sit here and lie. I just saw him like some kind of black figure, leader, and I kind of fell back. He's like, you mingling with.
You see how he tried to. Oh, there we go. Now you see how he tried to like deflect. He said it hurt me seeing that. It did. That shit was crazy. But you see how he tried to deflect? It's always the same shit. And Umar does the same thing young Pharaoh did. He would try to assassinate a person's character instead of telling what actually happened. Now we watched how I did broke down young Pharaoh, and whenever he had a problem with Golden Beauty, he talked about some shit that she allegedly did 2 years before that. That ain't got nothing to do with it. Oh, did she tell you that she did this, that, and the third? Wait, we talking about what happened yesterday. Oh, but this bitch back in 97, what that got to do with what happened yesterday? It's the same thing Umar did. Did she tell you she got 10 baby daddies? Did she tell you she wanted me to marry her? The fuck that got to do with you taking money out of her account? And Miss Marianne, why didn't you come to the public when that happened? Maybe she was, I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt because I do believe that maybe she was like, oh, this nigga fucked up. Let me rack shit up. Let me rack up this evidence on this nigga. Because if you come out with one thing, the people not going, you know how the people is. So let me make sure I got receipts on top of receipts. So if they do question me, oh, so what about this situation over here? Fuck what he did to me. What about this lady that he stole $6,000 from? What about this lady that he kicked out the hotel? What about this? What about that? You know, it's too much shit that she got on this man. So when you can say, all right, it's one thing to talk about, but she got receipts on top of receipts, and I think that's what she might have did. I think she knew early from her experience. Wait a minute, this dude is terrible. Let me rack some shit up because I know the people ain't going. She in a conscious community. She know how they operate. So let me rack some shit up because I know they ain't gonna be on some bullshit. She might have been. That's what I'm saying. She might have been. Right, they deflect like a motherfucker. Did she tell you she had 5 baby daddies? What the fuck that got to do with you taking money out of her account? Because she got 5 baby daddies that make her a liar? I didn't understand. I don't understand that the baby daddies got anything to do with her person. Well, it got something to do with your choice of men, but when it comes to lying and financial things, like what the fuck that got to do with it? But they know he tried to play to her old school appeal. That's why he kept saying that she tells she got such and such baby daddies because she's an older woman, and you know them old women. The women are hurt. Not she's not old. Don't get me wrong. Miss Marianne is not old. Well, she's older generation. They didn't play that multiple baby daddy shit during her day, as far as I know. They didn't do the multiple baby daddy shit. It was I had a baby by this nigga. I'm sticking with this nigga. Or I ain't getting nothing else. That's how my grandma was. Her granddad, her mom. Pretty sure a lot of your mamas in here. That's how your mamas was. I ain't having no kids with nobody else.
But you don't need to be mingling. She's not what you think she is. No, he's not what we think he is. And then the young lady from my movie, um, I told you guys that he put her out and I left her and I really troubled my soul, but I never really went into detail. I'm going to publicly tell the entire story. So the casting agent called me. It was a midday. I was at the studio and she's like, Marianne, can I schedule an appointment? I would like to talk to you. I said, oh, perfect. I'm at the studio now. Do you want to drop by? Because she's like, she didn't want to have this conversation over the phone. She's like, yeah, okay. 20 minutes away. Would that work? I said, that's fine. I'm going to be here for another 2 or 3 hours. And she did arrive at the studio. Ooh, my father along the street. She did arrive at the studio, and then I said, "What is it?" Like, I wasn't alarmed, but I wanted to know what if she wanted to talk in person that she couldn't say over the phone. And then she was like, "Well, I know you as an individual. Um, when I'm hearing this story, it didn't sit well with me, and it doesn't sound like your character. Why did you abandon the young lady?" And I said, well, you know what? You talking about the girl that went to the room with Umar. I said, nobody abandoned her. When she called, I told her I didn't have room in the car, and I didn't. I had camera equipment, I had food, because as a producer, I provide craft that you feed everybody from the actors and people that are on set. I said, I really couldn't pick her up. And she goes, Marianne, she was there till 7 a.m. in the morning. My heart dropped. I said, no, I think you're mistaken. She called me at 5 a.m.
The worst state to live in right now is Pennsylvania, and nobody's talking about it.
I've spent 30 years in the insurance industry. What I'm about to tell you will explain why Pennsylvania pays more for car insurance than any other state in the country, and how you could fix it and save up to 80% on your rate. Let me make this simple. If you're paying over $75 a month, you're being overcharged. Drivers in Pennsylvania are being charged almost 2 times more for the same coverage compared to the rest of the country. Because you pay the most, the industry sees Pennsylvania as one giant cash cow, and most people have no clue why. You have the lowest claim frequency, are the safest drivers in the country.
I said, Marianne, she was there.
My bad, y'all. I had to get the dog some water. My bad. I was listening, though. I was listening. I had to get the dog some water. My bad.
Stranded, not until 7 a.m. someone was able to pick her up. And I couldn't understand. What she was giving me, I was dumbfounded. I was just like, my heart just dropped. When the actors, they have a portfolio that they give you with a headshot, a professional headshot, with name, address, email, phone number, their height, their weight, shoe size, even if they have a distinguished mark or a tattoo, everything, so we can see if that person will fit the character that we need. I didn't call her, I didn't text her, I didn't email. I did get in my car. I didn't even finish what I had to do at the studio. After I finished talking to her, I said, I'm going to touch base with her and I will follow up with you. I went straight to the young woman's house. She does waitress job, from memory serve me, right? She lived with her grandmother. I knew that much. And when I rang the doorbell, I took 3 or 2 steps back from the porch because I didn't know how I was going to be received. And luckily, she opened the door and she's like, Miss Marianne, what is it? You know, she wasn't rude, but it wasn't a warm reception. And I said, I'm so sorry. Can I talk to you? And then I did get emotional. And she's like, Miss Marianne, what you crying for? What's wrong? I said, I just need to talk to you. Can I please talk to you? I'm so sorry. And then I remember she's asking me, what you sorry about? And then she got, well, my grandmother, she don't like, unexpected guests. So we sat on the porch. There was some plan. You could tell the grandmother was into plan. We sat on the porch. I said, tell me what happened. From what I'm being told, you were stranded from 7 a.m. So yeah.
You know what I heard? I forgot what channel I heard say this. And I think the channel is right. Miss Marianne is Umar's kryptonite. And you know why? Because the relationship wasn't sexual. There was none of that going on. That's why he lost to her. That's why he lost the battle to Miss Marianne. Because there were nothing sexual, or there was just a business relationship, or what she thought was a business relationship. Umar couldn't use the same tactics on her as he could with everybody else. You couldn't hit her with the, oh, she got 7 baby daddies. Oh, she wanted to marry me. That's why he doesn't mention her. He had no argument. She wasn't attracted to him. He might have been attracted to her. She's a very beautiful woman for her age. But I think she might be married. And she seems like a solid woman that, stands on morals and principles. I don't care how big you think you are as a public figure. I'm not stepping out on my husband. And I'm pretty sure he probably tried to put the moves on her. And I think she rejected him or brushed it off in a way that he knew. Nigga, it ain't happening. Because we've already seen from her other stories that he don't care if you're married or not. We've already seen that. So you're not getting none of my. You just ate, dog. You're not getting none of my spicy chicken sandwich. You just ate. I can't have nothing, can I? You won't let me have nothing. You just ate a whole bowl of food, dog. Now don't buck duck your head down because you know you're wrong. No. No. But yeah, I forgot what channel it is. I want to get a channel credit because it opened my eyes. I was like, yo, he's not lying. It could have been Lennon. It could have been Lady Luck. I forgot who it was. I was like half sleep watching it, but that one part woke me up. I was like, yo, they absolutely right. You notice he don't mention Miss Marianne. He never even brought up her name. Because it's a battle he can't win. He can't use the same tactics on her. He can't say, oh, she wanted me to marry me. Oh, she wanted to have my baby. You can't say that with her. And that's how he uses it to get his donors riled up, because a lot of his donors are the women that want to have his baby. It was Lennon. That's what I'm saying. It might have been. The donors, a lot of them want to have his baby. A lot of them want to marry him. So he knows that gets them riled up. Oh, fuck that bitch. How the fuck she get a chance and I didn't? Oh, I know that bitch lying, in denial. He can't use that with Miss Marianne. That shit crushed him. He barely can use that with Lynette.
He asked me to come. He wanted to go over the scene. He said, come on. I don't know if she was telling me the truth or... In other words, she said he asked her to come. He wanted to go over some scene, but there was some flirting on both parts. So she was a willing participant. She went to the room. So she said when she got to the room, everything was cool. And then she said, I don't have to get into detail. She was very detailed with me, but I don't have to get into detail. You guys understand what took place. And then she said, after that, he said, you need to leave. And then she told me, she's like, I told him, I said, when you asked me to come, my cousin said, there's not enough gas for me to drop you and come pick you up, or you're going to have a ride back. And I told them when I was on the phone with you, you told me, come on, we'll figure it out. And she's like, I don't have a ride back. I can't leave. And she said he was insisting, you can't stay here. I'm a leader. They can't pick me up in the morning, and I'm coming out of my hotel room with a woman.
Yeah, but you got some guilt, like okay, now I understand why Miss Marianne was mad at her I still believe she should have been mad at Umar too, because you're using my cast as your little jump offs. You know what you think this is. But then it's like you knew when he asked you to come to the room. Y'all could why couldn't y'all rehearse anywhere else? Why he only wanted to rehearse with you? You mean to tell me that you didn't know? And then if he was a respectable man and respected you, nigga definitely ain't trying to hit on the first night. I know. I mean, and then out there, you can vouch for this. When you meet a respectable woman, even though you want to hit on the first night, if you have the opportunity, you don't want to. And if you can, you're not respecting that woman. So, where did you think that was going to come of that? I know if I meet a woman that I think she's a respectable woman, I mean, I ain't going to wait too long. But, you know, hitting on the first night is a no-no. That's a bad sign on both of our parts. That means you easy. And I don't respect you. So, what did you think was going to come of that? He called you back to the room, only you to rehearse. I'm pretty sure they really didn't have that many scenes together. Why didn't you call the whole cast to rehearse? Why just her? So you do. I think it's the clout that they think that's going to come with it. And I think the only people that didn't give a fuck about the clout was Lene, Miss Lorianne. Maybe the conscious stripper. Maybe even her. I think they didn't give a fuck. You wasn't getting nothing from Miss Lorianne. She's married, happily married. You caught Lene at a vulnerable time. She said she was celibate for a couple years before that. And then once she got to know you, she's like, oh no, fuck this. Same thing with even the conscious stripper. When she got to know you, she oh no, hell no. Yeah. That's the part I didn't agree with. She said she didn't have full context. I gotta disagree on that. I know if I'm stranded there 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm getting kicked out. Whoever I call is getting the full context of the situation. But like I said, we weren't in her shoes. All I gotta say is you should have called Umar. That's the only part I disagree. You should have called Umar, like, what the fuck is going on with my actor? Why is my actor calling me from your hotel? 32 people in the building. Make sure y'all hit that like button. You better get the fuck off my one.
To leave. And she called her cousin, and then she's like, I'm still in the room. I could tell he's agitated. When she called her cousin, the cousin said, I told you I didn't have enough gas to come pick you up. Have him call you an Uber, or have him figure out how you getting back here. I can't come and get you. Now I want you guys to understand, I live on the west side. She lived on the east side. most of my cast and actors were East Siders. So I lived on the West Side. The guy who I chose to drive Umar around, he was a West Sider. So I selected a hotel on the west side of town. You know, the producer on the west side, the person chauffeuring him is also on the west side of town. So that's a 45.
Hold on. You know what I don't get about this story is how did you not have room for that girl to sleep, but you had room for the metrosexual dude that you called over to get your hair washed? That just sparks like I forgot it was a part in this story that I forgot. How was she not allowed to stay? You thought that was going to ruin your reputation, but the metrosexual nigga, grown man with balls that you called over to wash your hair. Let me make myself big when I say that. Grown ass man with balls that you called over there to wash your hair. Now, if my wife or my sister ain't washing my hair, or the person that's twisting my hair ain't washing it, I'm washing it. And you ain't got long hair. The fuck do you need another grown man to wash your hair for? Blue Oyster Bar energy. Why is another grown man washing your hair? That ain't your barber. He's just there to wash your hair. I ain't hear her say nothing about give him a shape up. I need to shave because this beard is really getting on my nerves, getting on my nose. It's really bothering me. I didn't see no grown, like, nothing. I didn't hear nothing about him getting a shape up. None of that. Just he was there to wash your hair. You better be careful there, little buddy. You better be careful there, little buddy. You kicked the chick out because your man was on the way. That's what it sounded like to me. It sound like to me that you knew your man was on the way, or you in here fucking with these hoes. I done told you about that, Umar. Now I done told you. You gonna stop sleeping around with these hoes and try to keep fucking me. That's what happened. He knew. You see how he said afterwards, he just straight up, oh, you gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta go. Him boyfriend texted him and said, hey, boo, I'm on my ways. I'm on the ways. Yo, you gotta go. He knew Wayman was coming to that bitch. Oh no, you didn't, Miss Peaches. He knew Wayman was on the way. Oh no, he didn't, Miss Peaches. You wasn't saying that when you was rubbing your fingers through there, Mr. Sharpshooter. That's what it was. He said you wasn't saying that last night when you was cruising in your sleep, rubbing your fingers through it, Mr. Sharpshooter. Whoa! Oh man.
Minute give and take traffic, 45 minutes west to east. So this girl told her there's no gas money to come pick her up. So she told me it got escalated, the tension between her and Umar. And then she's like, Miss Marianne, when he was telling me I gotta go, I was like, yo, he's tripping. And then she, you know, she's, you know, she got some gum. She go, I'm not leaving. I'm staying, and I'm gonna leave with you in the morning because we're going at the same place. You know, I'm part of the scene. She told me she literally had a struggle with him. He picked her up, opened his hotel room, and put her out. She fought. She's like, I fought, but I couldn't overpower him. He overpowered me. He put me out. So when he put her out and locked the door, this girl, she told me she started banging on the door, kicking the door, using profanity. And I guess she said she didn't know. Um, if it's the room to the right, room to the left, but apparently they called the front desk, and front desk came, and they're like, what is the problem? She's like, I'm staying here, he put me out. They're like, are you a registered guest to the room? She goes, no, it's his room, but he invited me over here. I don't have a way home. I need to get back in the room. They're like, it's his room. If he doesn't want you in there, he has a right to ask you to leave. So now you're disturbing other guests, so we're asking you to please leave. And if you don't leave, we're going to call the authorities and have you removed from the premises. And then when she realized these people were tripping, she told me she went to sit in the lobby. But because she caused so much of a commotion, they're like, no, we don't even want you in the lobby. We want you off the premises. And then she said when they put her out, it was 4 o'clock when Umar put her out the room. So she's calling, she called her the dude she talked to. She called a certain amount of people, but there was no one who was able to come through. So she told me by 5 o'clock, she kind of ran out of people to call. So she called me to ask me to come get her. And I told you guys, I was under a lot of stress. That doesn't excuse what I did, but I kind of like was angry with her because when she told me she was in Umar's room, I'm like, who told you to go to that man's room? And first of all, I want everybody to maintain a professional decorum. I just, I thought like that was reckless on her part going to this man's room. He's here for 3 days. I'm trying to get this movie done. I didn't want any issues, family, because I'm juggling so much. So I left her, and I said, well, after you left me, why didn't you call again? Like I don't understand 7. So she said when she called her cousin, she started crying. She goes,
My bad. I had to let the dog out the back. Before he shit on my stuff. But yeah, I was still listening. He physically picked her up and threw her out the room. Wayman was on him way. And he said, you better not have none of them hoes up in that hotel, Umar. I'm not playing with you. that nigga Wayman hit me. Get. What is you chewing on? Hey. Sorry, y'all. It's like having a full-time fucking be right. It's like having kids. But Wayman was on his way. And he listened, Umar. I done told you from the last time. I hear a bitch in the background. You probably say, oh no, baby. I'm just rehearsing my lines for this movie. Bitch. What the fuck you think this is? That bitch better not be there when I get there, Umar. That bitch better not be there when I get there, Umar, and play with me. He said, oh, no, you got to go. I'm telling you that's what happened.
Miss Marianne said, no, she's not picking me up. Miss Marianne hung up the phone on me. I never shared that with you guys, but yeah, I told her I'm not coming. I did. I just kind of abruptly hung up the phone with her. I abruptly ended the conversation. So she said when she's crying, her cousin said, well, I'm going to see what I can do, but you just going to have to sit and sit tight and let me figure it out. And when she told me, this is why I had to get therapy because of her and that mother of four. She said, my cousin had to go to this dude, homeless man, he wanted head just to give her $20. Another woman had to do.
This game
Had to put herself in a vulnerable position to get $20 to put gas in the car.
Wait, she said that's why she had to get therapy because of those two. I mean, I I can't understand from a female perspective. From a male, I can only understand from a male's perspective, and I kind of do, but kind of don't understand. You know, as a male, we'd have just whooped Umar's ass. You know, that's why I'm saying that. I'm not saying, mentally wise. I'm saying as a male, we'd have wound up whooping Umar's ass after the 6,000. We'd have whooped his ass after that. Her dealing with that, and then on top of
How do you know you're at a gay barbecue?
oh, Max, he's a fucking asshole.
Like shit.
Oh, he's an asshole, Max. What the fuck? Max just sent me something. Sorry, y'all. But from a male's perspective, we'd have whooped his ass. But these are all females. And she's dealing with their trauma, the guilt of leaving that girl there. That guilt probably got to her. I can understand that part because she probably felt like she was mad at her for lowering herself, but should have been mad at Umar. And then the reality sets in of this man really is fucked up. So y'all make sure you're hitting that like button too, family. We only got 24 likes, I think. Make sure y'all hitting that like button. I can understand the reality of that.
To pick her up. And that really bothered me because that was out of character for me. I should have picked her up. She was like 8 minutes away, give and take, and I didn't pick her up. But in my mind, I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't pick her up. So this girl got put out this room 4 a.m. in the morning and then didn't get her cousin to come get her at 7 a.m. This woman had to do what she had to do to get $20 from another man to put gas just to pick her cousin up. You understand, family? So when I tell you I had to go get therapy, that situation about that young lady and that situation about the woman of work, these things bothered me so much. I felt, I'm in the conscious community, I'm an activist, I felt I did not handle those situations properly. Now, and y'all wonder why I'm angry with him. That last scene in the movie where he sat on the couch with Rebecca, Rebecca was crying, he was comforting Rebecca. That was the last scene. I pointed out to you guys who opened the door. That last scene, we were wrapping up. We wrapped up around 2 a.m. But before wrapping up, there's a young man who stopped for him. He has connection regardless where he goes. Very metropolitan gentleman, sharply dressed, um, um, you know, uh, GQ style. And then he had the reason, like, he stood out. He was a handsome young man, but the reason that he stood out for me, he had braids, but it's not like regular cornrow. It was like fancy but he's still masculine. And he's like, yo, it's dope that Dr. Umar's in your movie. I would like to act if you ever. I said,
Reach future fans, A&Rs, and
And there you go. And there you go. Wayman showed up. Wayman showed up. Umar. Now I done told you to be at the hotel. Why do I find you here around these bitches? I done told you, Umar. Wayman showed up. Hey, Umar. I done told you. I told you I didn't agree with this movie. This ain't the movie that I wanted you to do. You need to tell the real Umar. Highland Park, you know about Highland Park. Brazil, Atlanta, you know about all our trips to those parts of the world. Wayman showed up. Woo! Funny shit.
handsome. Good look is half the battle. I remember having this conversation with him. And he goes, you mind if I hang around? Because Doc wanted me to wait outside. I said, no, I don't mind. He's like, he leave tomorrow. Now, Umar filmed for 3 days, but Umar was in Cleveland for 5. The very first day when he came, I told you guys he wasn't happy with the hotel combination. He got upset. He didn't come to the welcome party. That's arrival. He came like early evening. We filmed for 3 days. And then the 5th day, that's checkout. And he came to the farewell party. And we took him to the airport. But we had 3 days of filming. So he's like, yeah, Doc wants me to wash his hair. We call him Doc in the conscious community. I don't want to throw nobody off. He's like, Doc wants me to wash his hair, condition his hair, and sponge his hair. I'm like, sponge his hair? He's like, yeah, I'm gonna sponge his hair. And I really didn't understand the concept of him saying he had to sponge his hair. And then he had his little, like a carry bag, and he opened the carry bag and he pulled out a little travel bag, and he showed me. It's not like the sponge you do dishes, but it's a sponge. It's actually a sponge. And he's like, yeah, after I wash his hair, I condition it. I do a motion. I mean, he explained it. And he said, yeah, it's going to look real nice. He's flying out. He wants to look fresh because when he arrived, he got...
He wanted to sponge his hair all right. The hair on his balls. That's the only thing he wanted sponged. The fuck? Yeah, Doc wanted me to wash his hair and sponge it. You need me to wash it, condition it, and sponge it. Because Doc gotta have his hair complete when he goes on his little vacations. Oh man, this is some bullshit. How did it not register? The second that man said, yeah, Doc want me to sponge his hair. He want me to wash it and condition it. Why ain't the men in the room go, huh? All these motherfucking women on set. And he called the metrosexual dude to wash and sponge his hair? I kept wondering why y'all kept saying, don't forget the sponge. I ain't catch that part. I was wondering why y'all kept saying, don't forget the sponge. And don't forget his rubber ducky. I just want to make his hair silky smooth. Hello down there in the figgly hole. Max, get that joke. Y'all never seen Mess with the Zohan? Don't mess with the Zohan. I just want to make people's hair silky smooth. His dad said, hello, you're digging this figgy hole deeper. Hello down there in the figgly hole. No. That's what I'm saying. I can see if it's in a barber shop. Yeah, that's why I said that earlier. I said I ain't hear him say nothing about getting his hair shaped up. Nothing. It's just he just wanted his hair washed and conditioned and sponged. Wait, what? No shape up? No nothing? I said that earlier. I can see if my barber, all right, look, bro, your shit a little dry, bro. We need to wash that. He ain't get no shape up, no nothing. He just some metrosexual nigga just shows up. You got to think about all the aspects of this story. A metrosexual nigga shows up to wash, condition, and sponge his hair. You didn't hear anything about a shape up or a haircut. That's the part. That's what I said earlier. Like, wait a minute, there was no haircut, no nothing. He just there to wash and sponge his hair. Hello down there in the figgly hole. He just wants to make him silky smooth. He said, thank you, Rim. I used to cut hair. You would get a run out of. You said you would get a run out of the barbershop letting another man wash your hair. Nah. I've had plenty barbers wash my hair before a shape up or a haircut. There was nothing mentioned about a haircut at all. He said, yeah, Doc wanted me to wash and condition his hair and sponge it. You ain't hear nothing about no clippers. No, I ain't even hear the word clippers involved. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Nah. That's different. That's different. He said, imagine getting your hair washed by another man at the barbershop, let alone call another man to come to your hotel. That's what I'm saying. Not only that's what I said. Think about all the aspects of this story. He's not at a barbershop. He called the nigga to his hotel. He's not getting the shape up. He's just getting washed, conditioned, and sponged. Top of that off, they said he was a very metrosexual looking nigga. I mean, what the bull say? Yeah, what's that African bull that do the I presented you with all the evidence. Bruh, everything about that story is off. Hotel at 2 a.m. At that. At 2 o'clock in the morning at that. He doing more than sponging hair on your head. He's sponging your balls too, nigga. That was Wayman. Hey, real. Getting your hair sponged and not a haircut shape is a thing. That's a thing. So you went to Jacksonville. Same game on Farmville. Told me that one. Hey. I don't know about all that. I could do sponging my goddamn self. I could do my haircut and sponging on my goddamn self, bro. Okay, let's just scratch that. Dude still went to the barbershop and did it. Shadow, let's scratch that. The dude still went to the dude that you talking about. They still go to the barbershop to do that in an open setting where everybody can see what's going on. Call the nigga to your hotel at 2 o'clock in the morning. That's a different ball game there, bro. Literally a different ball game. Literally a different ball game, if you get the pun.
Something to do. He wants to look fresh. He's going straight from the airport.
That's a whole nother
said,
ball
oh, okay.
game.
Now, family, listen to me. Just listen. I want all of y'all to listen and then take this and ponder on it. When we finished at 2 o'clock, the driver drove him at the hotel with the young man. That was our third day of filming. Nobody made anything notice. He's getting his hair washed and spun. The next morning, the driver picked him up. So the next morning, this is wrap. You know, we have like a nice little brunch. Checkout time for him was checkout time was at 9 a.m. They pick him up for a hotel. We have like the closing, and then I think his flight was like 2 in the afternoon. 2 to 3. Don't get me lying. I can't. It's been 3 years, but I know it was early afternoon. So the driver picked him up with the young man, and then again I saw the young man. No one asked any question, and it was probably best if he didn't say anything. He blurted out, "Yeah, man, he had to wash my hair. He had to wash my hair. It got late." But it was late. We wrapped at 2 o'clock. He crashed on the couch. Family.
If you get stuck on a melody, or if you just feel like you can't get a song started.
Lorient Vision Production booked the hotel room. Wash my hair. He had to wash my hair. It got late. But it was late. We wrapped at 2 o'clock. He crashed on the couch. Family. Lorient Vision Production booked the hotel room. There was no couch. There's a chair. Because my assistant and I, once we booked, paid for the hotel, I went to a Giant Eagle. I got some refreshment. I got some veggie chip. I got some stuff. And she came with a basket. We load the basket, and I bought Avion water because that's what he requested. And we put in the room for him to have snack. I was with my assistant. This is before he landed in Cleveland. It was one bed, a chair. There's a desk and a chair, and like a sitting chair, the bed, the desk, and a chair, and then the refrigerator. I entered the room with my assistant because we put a welcome basket for him. So when he walked in, and when we put the welcome basket, we stopped at the desk. I returned the key, because the room was already paid and rented for. I said, well, here's the key. When he checked in, you guys could just go ahead and give him the key. And they're like, do you want us to rekey it? And, I can't remember word for word, but we were done. When he walked in, because we're having...
Hold the fuck up. So where did that nigga sleep? My nigga. Where did that nigga sleep? Hold up, bro. Hold up. Where did this nigga sleep? He said there were nuts to butts. Hey, hold on. If I ain't give, hold on. Oh, sweetie DJ, sweet DJ, you got your wrench already. I did make a promise if you came back. No, it was somebody else. It was you and somebody else. I gave you your wrench last time though, but it's somebody else that was funny. He said there were nuts to butts. Hold on. I didn't even catch that part. I thought it was like a pull-out bed or something. He said room 130. Ah! What are you looking at? Huh? You little bug-eyed nigga. But hold on. In the bed, he said it was nuts to butts. Oh yeah, I gave you your wrench last live stream. Oh my God. She said, family. I booked the room. There was one bed. Hold on. Time out. Hold the boat. What I kept saying to Lene, time out. Hold the boat. Hold the motherfucking boat. Stop the presses. My nigga. Now, you kicked a grown woman out your room because you didn't want to be caught with her in your room. But you thought it would be more believable to have a metrosexual, let's just say ABC community nigga. Let's stop with the metrosexual shit. Any nigga that's being called over there to wash your hair at 2:30 in the morning ain't no metrosexual. He's ABC community. You thought that it would be more believable. Fuck if it was more believable. It's your manhood on the line there, bro. And nigga. He said maybe an air mattress. It was an air mattress, all right. Bro. No. I hear you back there chewing on shit. No. But still, bro, this your. I would have rather got caught with the woman than some nigga washing my hair at 2 o'clock in the morning. Hey, bro, I don't know what to tell you. That's extremely suspect. That's beyond suspect. That's fucking ridiculous. I don't even know how to describe that. But other than gay.
This is his farewell. We're wrapping up. Yeah, it was late. He crashed on the couch. Now, and when he said that, I remember, you know, sometimes you kind of raise, I'm like, ain't no couch in the room. But I didn't focus too much on that. When I sat on that porch, I had that conversation with that young lady. My heart ripped apart. He put her out because he has to protect his image. He's supposed to be this great black leader. He's going to open a school.
Hold up, family. I ain't trying to get on. I ain't trying to get on nobody's ass or nothing. But we got 33 people in the chat, 24 likes. That's damn near 10 people that ain't hit that like button, family. That's all I'm asking. I ain't asking y'all to hit the Cash App, PayPal. Just to hit the like button. That's it. Y'all gonna do this to me? All you disloyal ass, fool ass, mark ass niggas. When I'm done with y'all, I'm putting live streams on all you niggas. I'm writing the chat down. And I'm putting live streams on all you niggas. By the time I'm done, y'all gonna be hitting the like button and Pelicans, bang! Subscribe program, nigga. Hit that like button.
He's going to sculpture black mind. He's going to give a scholar, black scholar. He put her out. She said, Mrs. Marianne, I fought with him because I know I couldn't get back. This girl don't have no gas on her money. He fought, like, pick her up and put her out the room. A female. She's younger than I am. She's younger than Umar, but she's of age. She's of age. You put her out. You put her out, but you let him wash your hair, sponge your hair, and stay the night. Family. This is the character of a man that we're dealing with. That's why when all of us sat and nobody kind of want to give that return of fee, I didn't flinch. I didn't flinch. Because you know why I didn't flinch? This man, I am a person that he connected with. He reached out to me. I didn't know that man from Adam. I was respectful from day one. I became a loyal donor to your cause. I was a friend. I was kind. And then we embarked on business together, and this man turned around and tried to destroy me financially. When we were in the chamber, they're explaining to me the legality of what was going on when I received paper from him, which I had to sign. I had to sign with my door. He sent those, him and his attorney, those papers were like certified. You had to sign for those papers. When I received the paper, if he was successful in suing me, this home that I'm sitting in right now, making the video, I wouldn't have been in this home with my few children. That little studio, which I worked for 6 years to make it a reality, that would no longer be in existence. And then at the time that I was going through that legal issue with him, I was embarking to buy a little 4-unit, trying to build wealth for my children. 4 little unit, 4 apartment, nothing fancy, just a little 4-unit.
You know what I just caught that nobody else caught? You see the pattern? You see the pattern that she's describing? I don't even think she caught the pattern. They all start off as a loyal follower, and then they become friends. Most cases, they become sexual partners. Then he exploits them financially. Everybody that he describes, including herself in this story, it all happened the same way. The only difference with Miss Marianne was she didn't have a sexual relationship with him. And that's why she was able to do what she did. But everybody else wasn't so lucky. Moral to the story, ladies, if you want to fight, if y'all going to keep falling for this shit, I suggest you not give him the cooter, because you'll lose. When he fucks you over, you're going to lose. Stole $6,000 from this lady. Mike James, who Mike James? If you want to still believe in this cause and lose your fucking money, go ahead. But don't give him none of that cooter. Because when you realize that he's a fraud, at least you'll be able to get your money back. At least. At least you'll be able to get your money back. And your dignity. And your dignity. Everybody gets tricked. There's not a person on this planet that can say that they have never, ever in their lifetime been tricked. Shit, we start off getting tricked. In life. Tooth Fairy, Easter Bunny, Santa Claus. There's not been a person on this world that has been tricked. It's the problem with people when they get conscious, they think they're above everything. We're not. Just because you're conscious don't mean you're not infallible. There's always going to be somebody more smarter and conscious than you. There's always going to be somebody a step above you. No matter where you go. There is no one man that has all of the knowledge on this planet. Nobody. Even the white man, that shit is spread out through the white community. Not one white man knows everything. Even though it came from us. We don't even know the shit. Even the people that never left Africa still don't know the shit. No, nobody, no, you know the one thing that I learned? The more I learn, the more I know that I don't know shit. Every time I learn something new, the realization kicks in that I don't know shit. And when you look at think about your elders. Think about that one uncle that you find he wise. Or the one aunt or grandma or whoever, elder in your family. You think, oh, damn, they wise as fuck. I can't wait. I hope to be like them. You know how they got to be that wise? Because they fucked up the most in their adolescence. You don't get to be wise without making mistakes. If you never make a mistake, how can you learn from it? That's why when people just say, oh, if I can go back in time, I would take back my mistakes. I wouldn't. Even though a lot of those mistakes hurt, I can't take it back because it would take the knowledge of knowing. It would take that away.
Apartment. If he was successful, y'all know when people that are homeowner, you know when a lender's lending you something, these people could always go back and check. And if that fund you have in the bank is not in the bank, they could pull the rug right from under you. That unit down now would not even be a reality. And this man, I'm like, how? Someone who was not your enemy, someone who didn't pose any harm.
Seven, you stupid as shit for that.
You went out of your way to destroy me and not even flinch.
That nigga said, "My kids know who it is now."
And then when they realize, okay, she's not backing down, We don't have two legs to stand in court. They vanished. That was the end of him and his attorney. He vanished. So when that return fee came out, we're not turning back. Y'all don't have it? And then the lawyer's like, well, it's not fair. We're representing all 40 of you, and nobody, it's funny how people want their money, but nobody, I'm not bashing anybody, but it's factual. It's factual. I put that money out, but you know what? I didn't flinch because I know this.
Hey, I ain't even gonna lie, that game and that commercial look fun to the motherfucker. I hope it pop back up. That game look fun to the motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie, I hope that shit pop back up.
This man's a parasite. I know this man is evil. This man is dark. You understand? And some of you that like him, some of you that support him, take me out of the equation. That young lady, I'm telling you guys factual. He physically picked her up and put her out that room. She was out there 4 a.m. in the morning. 4 a.m. How would you feel if your daughter, your sister, your niece, or even your mom, any female that is endeared to you, somebody put them out 4 a.m. in the morning? She was strangled till 7:15 they pick her up.
Oh, hey, yo, hey, you just brought up a great point. The loyal donor program was a vetting system to see who was easy targets. But money trail. You see where I'm going with that? That's the first thing a lawyer is going to point out. The lawyer donor program. Now you set a website up. He might get around showing the transaction to his cash apps. You can't get around that. You can't get around that. You can't say, oh, I don't have to show you that. You can probably get around Cash App. They sent it to my personal Cash App. Well, you set it up as FDMG, so I'm pretty sure he probably won't. But let's say he does. The Loyal Donors Program. In the arms of the angel. You came in at the perfect time. Fly away. You can't get away with that. Because I'm pretty sure on the joint it says the nonprofit donors to FDMG. Hold on, let's check that out. FDMG Loyal Donors Program. Hold on. Associated with, it got Ifa Tunde too. Dr. Umar Ifa Tunde and FDMG Academy Project offer various membership tiers which function as a loyal donors program rather than a single formal name. Donations are accepted to support the establishment of the armed. Boy, you're going to jail now. Let me put that up full mass. You're going to jail now. In the arms of the angel, fly away with me. You're going to jail now. The FDMG associated with Dr. Umar Tunde in the FDMG Academy project. Right there alone. The FDMG Academy project. Right there alone. Bro, you really got that cocky? You really got that cocky that, and this is the problem. He really felt like I got this black community so tight nipped on turning on another black man that I could do the shit out in the open. And ain't nobody gonna do nothing. And ain't nobody do nothing for 15 years. Oh, people tried. But it took for Lene, Marianne Lorianne. Conscious stripper too. I gotta give her credit. She sparked some type of, nigga, you say you don't like strippers. Nigga, what you doing? But it just didn't last long. But with Marianne, and because he ain't have no sexual relationship with Marianne. And Lene don't give a fuck. Like, you can tell by her story that she didn't, It says, the FDMG associated with Dr. Umar Tunde in the FDMG Academy project offers various membership tiers, which function as its loyal donors program. Rather than a single formal program name, donations are accepted to support the establishment of the Honorable Marcus Garvey Elementary School. Donors can contribute through several membership levels, each corresponding to a specific donation amount. Where's Trip C's when I need her? Cult vibes ain't the word. What the bull say on that Philly bus? You're going to jail now. Hadoukens. When the chick spit on the bus driver, he said, "You're going to jail now. Hadoukens." In the arms of the angel. You know what we need to say? In the arms of Nasty Nate. Your cheeks is getting clapped today. Because Nasty Nate is sitting in his cell in the what do you call it? The penitentiary, or you know what the fuck I'm trying to say, the feds. That jail. Nasty Nate is marking down the calendar with him like this in a thong. Picture of him like this in a thong. Sick, gnarly jungle love. Nasty Nate is sitting in his cell right now, marking down the days for Big Tunde to come in his cell. Nasty Nate is waiting. He gonna tear that ass up too, Umar. I'm sorry. I know it's a lot of niggas sitting in that motherfucking fed cell, The niggas that did fraud and he didn't got away with it that long. Oh, them niggas is mad. Oh, them niggas is pissed. Nigga, I was frauding for 2 months. I'm in here for 20 years. This nigga been doing it for 15? Or I'm niggas sitting there saying, the federal penitentiary. I'm niggas sitting in there like I'm gonna tear that ass up when he get in here. In the arms of nasty Nate, your cheeks getting clapped today. Lord have mercy. I feel bad. No, I don't.
I got it from the horse's mouth. 7:15. Her cousin came to pick her up. Family, and he's a leader, and he sits on platform, and he wants to give relationship advice. No. Nobody's making this up. And then I kept telling you guys, notice how he can't even come out publicly and utter my name. When I came in, I made that video, I told you guys he said it would be. Someone got the video. Someone's like, what about Marianne Laurie, the accusation that you paid her? I'm not uttering her name. I am not.
All right. I know a lot of people been wanting to say this, so I'm just going to say this for this. The that she does. It's cute. It's very cute. It's funny as hell, too. When she when she gets stuck on something, she goes I crack up every time. I ain't trying to make fun of her. I know the older folks from that generation. That's what they used to say when they get stuck on something. But it kills me every time she does it. I think it's very cute. No Diddy. But she kills me every time she did the
uttering her name. No, you cannot utter my name. But family, y'all pause for a second. This is for Umar. Umar, happy holiday. This will be your last pleasant Kwanzaa, sir. You, heartless, you came and wanted to destroy me, but you picked the wrong one. You picked the wrong one. You were going to wipe me out financially. I have 3 children.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. She speaks 5 different languages. That's why she gets the Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. If I spoke a bunch of fucking English, they say English is the hardest language to learn because it's a bunch of different languages composited into one. So when she's jumping from language to language, and okay, I can understand that. I just think it's a little cute and funny when she gets the It's just funny. It's like watching one of my kids trying to figure out a word, because my kids do that. They be like daddy, and I'm like, huh? But she's trying to. When you got that many languages in your head, I barely speak fucking English and trying to juggle between English and Ebonics, especially when you come from that street life. You tend to do that. So I get it. 5 different languages? God damn, she's smart. I'm jealous. No, I can't, Nikwa, because you don't look a day over fucking 26. Stop rubbing it in with your young face ass. You in rock. Y'all look like y'all still in high school. You're pissing me off now. I know when you're code switching, it's kind of hard. Especially when I'm at work, I be code switching like a motherfucker. Hey, DJ. Hey, how you doing there, buddy? Yeah, man, I had a great weekend. Great holiday. That's how I talk at work. Negro, stop rubbing it in. Everybody don't look 26. You old young face motherfucker. You in rock. You old young motherfuckers. I'm hating. Hate. Welcome to the haters ball. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get the haters award. You old young face motherfuckers. Negro don't look a day over 26, and neither do Rock. Talking about I can't believe about to be 39. I bet you still get carded, don't you? Don't you? I bet you, Negro. I bet you still get carded. Yeah, you do. I know it. I bet you motherfuckers still get carded. You old young face motherfuckers. Y'all don't look a day over 25, 26.
Anyone who ever get to the point where you can lose everything, it's not funny. It's not funny. This man doesn't hold a 9 to 5. This man doesn't have a product that he sells that's giving him a stream of income. You understand? This man is collecting donation money and living a luxury lifestyle. He's on the plane whenever he wants. He stay at 5-star hotel. He threw a fit because the hotel I got him wasn't a 5-star hotel, because that's what he's accommodated to. This man, he jumped from rent a car to rent a car. And yes, he gets paid for a lecture here and there. That's not a consistent stream of income. He's living off of hard-working people's money. And then he's constant. Oh my God, I'm emotional. He comes, he's disrespectful. He shows no humility. But Umar, time is up. Time is up, sir. I told you I was going to put my money where my mouth is. You are heartless. You are cruel. That woman shared her body with you. That woman committed the most intimate act with you. And you know she had 4 children. Now all of you, whether you're a man or a woman, y'all know the struggle is real. I don't care if you got a couple of dollars. It's hard out here. You understand? I told y'all, I went grocery shopping. I'm looking at the wagon. I'm like, Jesus, what did I buy for $300? It's real out here. And you went in her account and took $6,000? Is that fair? I don't care how big of a Umar support. How would you feel? Somebody went in your account. You gave them accessible. You know, she made it accessible to Umar. Took all your money. How would you feel? Put everything aside. I want you to tap into your humanity. How would you feel? How would you feel? And then she's young. She's impressionable. You know, you wound her, you lure her in, and you put her out at 4 a.m. in the morning. No. That's why I got therapy. I'm not weak, family. I'm not weak. The therapy regarding Umar, but I'm a woman. I left her. I told y'all that. I'm not perfect. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed of what I did, but I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it real. But you know what? You can't hide the truth. The truth come out. It's all over Cleveland how I abandoned her. I abandoned her, you know? And what saved me is like, well, some people like, well, you know, Marianne didn't tell her to go to that room, you know? Like, because she went to that man, that kind of shielded me a little bit, but still, like, Dad, why would she just leave her like that? I abandoned her, and I'm ashamed of that. I'm ashamed of that, and till this day, it hurts my heart. And I'm glad I was able to make peace with that young woman. I was glad that I was able to smooth things out with that young woman. I told y'all that 3 days was 3 days of hell. 3 days of hell. But family, The reason I made this video is because the court paper came.
I mean, I get it. She should feel dumb. She should feel dumb, and I got mixed feelings about her abandoning her. On one hand, she a grown ass woman. Um, I think two mistakes were made. I think, for one, Miss Marianne, and this isn't something to disrespect you or your mentorship, but it seems like a lot of the women that you're mentoring, you know, there was the married woman, there was her, there was a lady with the $6,000. Now I'm not sure, I'm not positive that she was mentoring all these ladies. I'm just saying, if she was, you get where I'm going? That's three. Maybe he felt though as though that you looked so highly of him, he could prey amongst the people that you were mentoring. That's what I'm trying to say. I ain't trying to say that your mentorship was bad, but if the person that is mentoring me looks highly of the person that turned me into the victim, can you really blame them? And maybe that's why she felt like she needed therapy, because she felt like she failed these women. And that's fully understandable. Like I said, we all make mistakes. We never stop learning. I'm just pointing out the facts. And like I said, there's no disrespect to her, because like I said, without Miss Marianne and Lene, this shit would have never jumped off. And now it's taking it. Marianne went above and beyond. We can't take that from her. She went above and beyond. She's making sure that she rectified her mistake. So she get my round of applause, because she saw the mistake and she fixed it. We can't say that for the rest of the conscious community. We watch Sinetta bring in all of these motherfuckers and never rectified the situation. He's responsible for all of these motherfuckers. Still trying to say he ain't got nothing to do with it. Bitch, you knew. You knew. You knew about Polite. You knew about Pharaoh. You knew about Umar. But you didn't care as long as you could make money off her. Marianne, on the other hand, once she found out who he was, it was a wrap. That's the type of people we need. So, Marianne, if you see this, don't think I'm discouraging you, because you are a shining light to a lot of these women out here and a lot of these people. And you came to us. You didn't have to tell us none of this stuff. You could have just told us about Umar. She even poured out her mistakes where she fucked up. She didn't have to do that. Because she's a stand-up woman, she did that. And she gets my respect for that. She didn't have to tell us about none of the shit, the mistakes. She didn't have to tell us that she turned the girl down. She didn't have to tell us that she knew all these other. She could have just told us their story. She never had to include herself. But being a stand-up woman and admitting her mistakes, that's the type of people we need. These are leaders. Marianne, whether you believe it or not, to women, you're a fucking leader. You are, I don't mean to cuss, but you are a leader. You are an example of what these women should stand for. Especially the women that's under his umbrella. You are an example of that. You're strong. You didn't take no shit. You made your mistakes. You admitted to the mistakes and you fixed them. That's what we need. Boy, I look like somebody uncle in the 1930s. I look like Rim Rometh the First.
Today, and I was elated. It couldn't have been perfect timing. What a wonderful Christmas gift. So the process is going to be, it's not an overnight process. I can't keep coming on video giving blow to blow. But the minute this thing's wrap up, I'm going to come and plug my family in to let you know how the outcome come. Enough is enough. We're going to remove this cancer out of the Black community. We can't change the world, but we can make a difference. Everybody. And then I'm going to ask you guys, the year is ending. Let's look at, take a end service of your life and say, okay, this is what I want to change. This is what I want to improve. And let's embark on the new year to each of us be better human beings. Better human beings. I'm going to wish each and every one of you.
Nah, sis, don't try to lie. Don't try to lie. I look like Rim Rometh the First. It looked like I was born in the 1930s. Look like I should. Hey, Bucko. Look like Rim Rometh the First. You see an old Civil War picture of me like this. Ain't that how the old Civil War picture used to be? Motherfuckers' eyes always wide open. You ever go to the Black Museum in Philly? Go to the art museum in Philly. It's this one soldier, he just beard just thick as mine. You know what's crazy? He looks like an exact fucking ancestor of my Uncle Raymond. And I snapped a picture of it and said, oh, you got any family that was in the war? And I showed him the picture and he looked at it and said, oh shit. This nigga just looked just like me. I was like, you better go check your motherfucking ancestry. This nigga was in the Confederacy too. This nigga, I look like one of them old Civil War niggas. Now you take pictures because they had that big ass flash, so everybody was like this. That's what I look like. Oh my God, I can't wait. I'll fuck around and do this shit myself. No, I ain't finna fuck myself up. But I do need a good shave. Go get my brother to shave me up tomorrow. Cause the holidays to wipe me the fuck out.
The holiday. I love this time of year. You know,
I'm
going to service. I got so much to be thankful for. So much to be thankful for. You know, I'm gonna bring in the Christmas service, and this time of year, think of him. Sometimes we get all caught up with the gift, the hustling, the bustling, but the season is about him, the birth of our Creator, the birth of Christ. But I'm not pushing religion, but I'm happy. I'm wishing you all a happy holiday. Enjoy your family. Savor the moment. And I'll probably do a quick short to wish you all a Merry Christmas tomorrow. I didn't have intention of making a video, but when I got the court paper today, I said, you know what, I got to talk to my family. I got to come on here and talk to my family. So here you have it, family. Happy holiday. May the Lord bless each and every one of you with health and prosperity. Marianne, good night.
All right, I think that's it. Hold on, Manny just sent me something. Hold on, let's see what Manny just sent me. Leave my daughter alone. He don't want you. Move your toy out of his face, then, huh? Ugh. Hold on, y'all. Manny just sent me something. I don't know how I'm still getting text messages. My fucking phone off.
Good afternoon.
Oh,
this is Mary.
it is a lawyer. Hold on. The nigga with the forehead. Here we go. This nigga right here. First of all, bro. Look, man, I ain't trying to be smart. I'm not trying to be an asshole. In no way. I just want to understand you niggas. When your hairline get like that, we already see what it looks like. Bald. Why keep putting yourself through this torment? I just want to understand people like that. I just want to understand it. Just a little bit. Why? Why do you do this? Bro, we clearly see what you look like bald. Why? That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to come at the man. Everybody got their own mental issues, but say that's not the attorney on the case, but this what Manny just sent me. I think he is like, man, yeah. All right, well, Manny just sent me this, so we're gonna see what the hell is being talked about here.
Good afternoon, family. This is Marianne. I would like to, I said I was going to come today and bring you guys a professional that could break down the process of legality on people who are collecting donation and are not giving finished product. My guest is Joseph. I'm sorry, Attorney Mackendal Joseph Champagne. I'm nervous. I apologize. I'm going to allow you to tell my viewers a little bit about your professional background, please.
Certainly. Greetings to you all. My name is Joseph Mackendal Champagne Jr. From the law firm of Champagne Law Group, LLC. We are located in the state of New Jersey, more specifically in Newark, New Jersey, and also in Toms River, New Jersey. And I am a former mayor in the city
That's what I'm saying, though.
Toms River.
That's what I'm saying,
in the state
though,
of
man.
New Jersey.
There's a lot of
first Asian American elected mayor in the history of the state of New Jersey.
There's a lot of bald and proud niggas out. Hey, you better not. There's a lot of bald and proud niggas out here. Anyway, that's what I'm saying. We already know what you look like bald. So it's not a step up, you know? Let it go. Like, let it go. He said, I'm in stealth mode today. that was funny. They hit the house with top flight security. You know how Manny get. I took a hiatus. Manny was ready to have a heart attack for 3 days because I ain't answered the phone. First of all, my phone wasn't on. Still ain't on. I took a couple days off work too, bro. I had to take a break from everything. All right, I'm trying to hear what you got. What do you got?
Jersey. We provide services not only in the state of New Jersey, but also in various other jurisdictions. In the Supreme Court of New Jersey, of course, is also in the District Court of New Jersey, in the Third Circuit Court of Appeals of the United States, and also in the Full Circuit Court of Appeals in the United States, as well as in the Northern District of New York as well. So we are here to serve. Our number is 732-240-0030, and I look forward to have a long conversation with you on this topic.
Okay, Attorney McIndown. The first question I have, I kind of wrote some stuff down so our viewer could get a good understanding. The first question I had is, can you define
context, because we're talking about public fundraising at this point.
correct?
So public fundraising at its core is the act of collecting money for individuals or groups for a stated purpose. This can be done by nonprofits, this can be done by individuals or even businesses. There are generally three types of fundraising efforts. There are charitable donations, business crowding, and personal campaigns. Now, each comes with its own set of rules and expectations and legal gray zones. For example, nonprofit fundraising for charitable work usually falls under the regulation of the IRS.
You have it listen, you type it in, and then you go digging.
You literally just drag it in, and it'll be an audio clip.
This plugin is especially sick because, like, as soon as you put something in, it's a limitless amount of potential ideas.
Type in cello, hit find samples, and it will automatically find them synced to 184 BPM and D minor.
Yes, come on. And the fact that I don't have to go to another place and look for a sample, it helps my flow so much.
Co-producer plus arcade. Those two.
And state charity bureaus. In contrast, a personal GoFundMe may have fewer obligations unless it misleads people about its true purpose. Now, the key distinction, I must state, is transparency and intent. I want to say it again. Transparency and intent. Is the money being used as promised? Is the organization or individual accountable to donors? So yes.
I have a piggyback question on that. When you say transparency, what happened when donations are collected endlessly and with no result in sight?
Okay, so that's a very loaded question because we have to look into signs of potential fraud, right? Now, let's look at some common red flags. Not every slow project is a scam, okay? But there are patterns that often emerge in problematic campaigns. First, a lack of timeline, right? Projects that collect donations indefinitely with no clear deadlines or delivery dates. Those can raise serious concerns. Second, we have the absence of financial transparency. If updates are vague.
Not every slow project. You're right. Not every slow project has been a scam. But in the black community, can't say that. I can't say that. In the black community, every project has not been a scam, that has been slow. Because we looked at Umar nephew, for example. He got his school up and running way before Umar. Q Butter, King Randall. Who else has tried to start schools? Can't say that.
Or non-existent, and budgets are never shared. Donors are essentially left in the dark. And then the third would be shifting goals. A campaign that constantly changes its mission or expands its scope without clear justification, maybe avoiding accountability. So another major red flag I would also add.
Teammate, I need your support.
Would be refusal to answer questions.
Powerful.
So, and legitimate projects welcome scrutiny and feedback because it's legitimate. They are open to scrutiny and feedback and questions and whatnot because of it's a legitimate undertaking.
Okay. Attorney Joseph, you're giving me a load. You're an attorney, so we could take it in portion. So you would say that you said they have to give transparency. What if dates are being continuously changed? So they're giving some form of transparency, some form of accomplishment, progress being made, but date are continuously being changed. Would that fall under that?
Yeah, I mean, that's a lack of timeline.
Okay.
So the project that collect donations indefinitely with no clear
money to show that I was a
Hey, y'all, this don't seem too important towards what's the name. Maybe I'll review it myself and then go over it. But what time is it? I gotta go to sleep for work. So I'm gonna have to hit y'all up tomorrow. I gotta go to sleep for work. About three, yeah, I got about like 4 or 5 hours until I gotta wake up for work. So shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody that stopped by. Like I said, every live stream is y'all make these lives lit. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I promise I will be back tomorrow, and I will be streaming a lot more. So I will be here. Promise. Peace.